All right, guys, we are back in the garage, and today we're going to be working a little bit on our Suzuki GS750, which we got running and riding this summer. Now it's time to put it away for the winter and make one little upgrade to it. So we have pushed the Cushman out of the way for the moment. We're very close to being done with the Cushman project. This is about the extent of the parts we need to add to it, but I need a lot of fasteners. I made a list of 94 different fasteners that we need for this bike, sent them to my Cushman parts dealer. It's gonna take them a few days to get those parts organized. So in the meantime, we're gonna add one part to our classic 1978 Suzuki GS750, and it is this. It's a throttle return spring. And this might not look like a big deal to you, but I spent all summer looking for one of these. eBay, salvage yards. I could only find one place in the world, a supplier in the Netherlands. This is a $70 throttle return spring. It's $25 for the spring, $25 for shipping from the Netherlands, and another $19 in tariffs. So this better solve my problem. I used a GS550 throttle return spring, and man, it's just way too stiff. Even though I cross-referenced part numbers, it was supposedly the same part number. I think it looks virtually the same. We'll see. Let's put it on and see how it goes. We got our fuel tank off, and right there is our throttle return spring that we need to replace. So we are going to pull this airbox and these carbs. Here's the airbox. There we go. Carburetors removed. There we go. Carburetors removed. All right, let's see if we can't get this throttle return spring removed and replaced. Oh yeah, that looks different. There's the GS550 one. There's the GS751. I think this is gonna fix our problem. All right, we got our new throttle return spring in place. And while these carbs are out of the bike, I'm taking the liberty to drain the float bowls, and I'm gonna just take a look-see inside them just to make sure everything's hunky-dory, because we're putting this bike away for the winter, and I haven't ridden it in like, I don't know, maybe 2 months now. So we're gonna just make sure everything's okay. There's a little bit of debris in the bottom of the float bowl, but I think that was almost looked like rust residue from the fuel tank. So, you know, we did run this bike a little bit, and I thought the fuel tank was clean. It was impossible to see every inch of real estate in that fuel tank. So there may have been some debris left in the tank, and although the bike was running well, some of that may have gotten into the fuel system. So we can give these a little bit of a spray clean before we put it all back together. Let's see what this second carb looks like. Yeah, again, there's a little bit of what looks like rust debris in the bottom of the float bowls. Just a very, very fine powder. So we'll take these apart and we'll clean them all out. Just make sure we get all this foreign matter out of these float bowls. Okay, time to put these carbs back into this motorcycle and see how this throttle return spring feels. There we go. We got our carbs installed. We got our throttle cables hooked up. We've got a decent amount of throttle free play, and the throttle effort is much better. It's still pretty high effort compared to a modern motorcycle. You know, maybe I can lube that cable, but it's really the spring tension that's giving it the effort, and I'd rather have it snap closed than stick open, and this is the correct part. So yeah, we've got our $70 throttle return spring installed in our vintage Suzuki. Thanks for watching.